Forgive me, folks, for my absence here today. I was out and about in the morning, and earlier in today's show, we did upload 2 videos on the channel talking about some... what did we talk about? We talked about some stats, and we also talked about trades, I think. I don't know. It was like 12 hours since I recorded those videos, but this video is coming a lot later into the day. It's 9 p.m. in Montreal, so I apologize for that. I had a really busy morning and afternoon, so I wasn't able to actually do my working full-time job, but that's not going to stop us from diving into the latest scoop as posted on rg.org by James Murphy. Murphy's got 24 years of experience with Sirius XM NHL Radio, ESPN Boston, NESN, NHL.com, and more, covering the Bruins, the NHL, the NCAA, and Junior, and more. Murphy's Hockey Black Book is filled with Hall of Famers, current players, coaches, management, scouts, and a wide array of hockey media personalities. This article will be linked in the description. We're going to be reading some of what is talked about here, and then we're going to get into what this means. This show is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Go out there and check out the first link in the description to save some money in your VPN, get some free months, and support this YouTube channel all in the process. This is a big drop. Source says that the LA Kings are eyeing Hurricanes' Mikko Rantanen on the trade market. Now, with the Rantanen updates coming in spades, I think the biggest Rantanen conversation that we've been talking about is the idea of him potentially switching teams one more time. And the reason we are saying that is because of his inability to make a full-on commitment to the Carolina Hurricanes. Take a look at this tweet. Firstly, we had from Cam Robinson. Nothing's official, but I continue to believe that Carolina will roll the dice on Mikko Rantanen without an extension. A team would really have to step up and pay through the nose for an extensionless Rantanen to get it done. It seems unlikely that we'll see that. So, what does this mean? It means that the Carolina Hurricanes don't really care that Mikko Rantanen does not want to commit to them, and he does not want to sign a $12, $13 million AAV deal for 8 years. They're like, okay, great, we still have you, we're still going to use you, even if you don't want to fully commit to our team. But even though it may be unlikely, we see a trade. I wanted to head over to this tweet made by Drew Livingstone. Darren Dreger just said the most likely spot for Mikko Rantanen to end this season is the LA Kings. And then you actually had Darren Dreger respond, "Did you watch the segment? It's a quiz and it's always hypothetical and often lighthearted and almost never based on intel. It's been around for 15 plus years. Great segment. What an answer you gave to ace this quiz. Got the people talking." So, yeah, I don't know. Darren Dreger hypothetically proposing that the Rantanen train heads over to the LA Kings. Well, it's not even just Darren Dreger, even if he jokingly said it on TV. Let's dive into this article posted and reported by James Murphy on this website. Could the LA Kings jump into the Mikko Rantanen NHL trade sweepstakes? I heard the Kings today, and you know what? It makes sense, an NHL source told RG on Saturday night. The LA Kings have got some really good pieces that Carolina likes. I know. Ironically, this came a day after Sportsnet NHL insider Elliot Friedman opined on the 32 Thoughts podcast he hosts with Kabakoskis that the Kings' arch-rival, the Anaheim Ducks, could be an NHL trade suitor for Rantanen. If Rantanen does get to the trade market, I wonder if a non-contender that wanted him for the future would get involved. There would have to be permission to talk and acknowledge that he would sign. This is purely in my head, but a team like Anaheim, which wants to take another step and took big swings last summer with Marchessault and Stamkos, that might also improve Carolina's return. But again, this is all speculative. The goal is to keep Rantanen. After further calls and texts looking into that and possible Rantanen trade suitors, the Kings would indeed be interested in acquiring the Hurricanes and former Colorado Avalanche superstar winger. They're looking to go big, and he's on the radar, another trusted NHL executive source told RG on Saturday night when talking about the Kings. They are so set up on the middle, and yet they're in on Jake Evans too. What does that tell you? They're serious, and Rantanen brings them to another level. I know they've poked around, but we'll see where it goes. And so, Folks, we are not even just talking about Mikko Rantanen, we are talking about Jake Evans too, of the Montreal Canadiens, and the Kings are reportedly serious, quote-unquote, about both of these guys. Now, just to go over the numbers, just to talk about the profile here, Rantanen, 28 years old, 6'4", 216, a big winger who is signed on to the end of the season making $9.25 million a year. Cut that in half, he's making 4 point whatever against the Carolina Hurricanes cap, and then cut it in half one more time. If you were to do another 50% salary retained over to LA, you could potentially get this guy for 2 point something million. That's pretty good. Rantanen this season, 6 points in 11 Carolina Hurricanes games. That is not great. However, he was way over a point per game with the Colorado Avalanche. He posted up back-to-back 100-point seasons. This would be the most productive guy the LA Kings have had on their team in ages. And that's not to disrespect the LA Kings. They're a good team. They've got strong-minded hockey. They've got guys who can score. Kevin Fiala is a whirlwind of expectations and reality colliding, but ultimately, Mikko Rantanen would add a dimension to this LA Kings forward core that is unmatched. Imagine Kopitar and Rantanen together. Imagine Jake Evans and Rantanen together. Evans, I feel like, just internally, my mind's eye says that Evans is a younger guy, but that's just not the case. Jake Evans is a 2014 draftee. Mikko Rantanen was a 2015 draftee. The only reason in my mind I thought that Jake Evans was younger is because he was a prospect for much longer than Mikko Rantanen was before actually making the National Hockey League. But Jake Evans this season, I mean, he's one of the best penalty-killing forwards in the league. He's got 28 points in 60 games this season. I'm thinking about the LA Kings and their PK. They've already got a pretty good defensively minded style on their guys. Kopitar, Kempe, these guys can be speedy, they can be responsible. Mikey Anderson's in there, Gavrikov too. And if you wanted to add Jake Evans, give Kopitar a little bit of breathing room, that would make sense. For this power play here, Alex Laferriere is an interesting name to throw onto the first unit. Kevin Fiala has been really up and down, but when he's good, he's really good. Imagine adding a Mikko Rantanen, who hasn't really been too consistent on his new team, but who is still capable. And I think that might be one of the biggest angles that you have to attack this situation from. If the LA Kings really want to go all in, they are serious about making their team that much better. I mean, guess what? You got Mark Bergevin over there in LA. He's probably the guy who's cheering for Jake Evans the most. He wants the guys to grab Jake Evans, probably, right? Most out of anybody else that is available on this management staff. And I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think the trade price could be? Because this article, it goes out there and says that they would keep an eye on Jordan Spence. The Canes are trying hard to start building up that blue line again. I've heard Jordan Spence out there. It's going to take more than that to get Rantanen for sure, but that's a guy they'd want and who is out there. The Hurricanes have 3 retention spots. If they want to flip Rantanen, it's a little over $2.3 million. Anybody can trade for that. You're going to be able to find a way to handle that. So, heading into Friday, we will hold our tongues and wait and see for the Mikko Rantanen trade to find its next stop. Is it staying in Carolina for a few weeks? Or, by the time Friday rolls around, will we see Rants on another NHL team? Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Rantanen, Evans, heading over to LA? They're serious about getting both of these guys. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.